Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to check out I Knew You Were Trouble, the official video. I think I've only heard this in like live performances, and I haven't checked out Red yet. I've just done Speak Now over on Patreon, and I'm sort of working my way backwards, so maybe Red will be after that. Or was Red after Speak Now? Anyway, I'm going to get to it at some point. But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking out this video. I've heard good things. Is this how the song begins on the record? Very cinematic. Looking a bit like Avril Lavigne or something there.
I think when it's all over, it just comes back in flashes, you know? It's like a kaleidoscope of memories. It just all comes back. But he never does.
Man, this is class.
I think part of me knew the second I saw him that this would happen. It's not really anything he said or anything he did. It was the feeling that came along with it. And crazy thing is, I don't know if I'm ever gonna feel that way again.
Man, it's what did you say there, man? It's fascinating, isn't it? I think I spent most of my life, you know, confusing like danger for excitement, or I don't know, lust for love, or for meaning, for hedonism perhaps, or something. And what is that a result of, you know? Like, is that something which some of us just have to go through and learn from, hopefully learn from? Yeah, very, very interesting.
I think part of me knew the second I saw him that this would happen.
Yeah, I knew it was trouble.
It's not really anything he said or anything he did. It was the feeling that came along with it. And
Chaos, isn't
crazy
it?
thing is, I don't know if I'm ever gonna feel that way again.
Feeling on the edge.
But I don't know if I should.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. You shouldn't. Brilliant. I love Taylor Swift.
I knew his world moved too fast and burned too bright.
Yeah. Gonna come off the rails eventually. Can't fly too
how
close
can the
to
devil
the sun,
be pulling
can
you
you?
towards someone who looks so much like an angel when he smiles at you?
That's a good line, yeah.
Maybe he knew that when he saw me.
That ominousness of that bass string, whatever it is in the
I
background.
guess I just lost my balance. I think that the worst part of it all wasn't losing him. It was losing me.
For sure.
Once upon a time, a few mistakes ago, I was in your sights. You got me alone. You found me. You found me. You found me. I guess you didn't care, and I guess I liked that. And when I fell hard, you
Tell you what, I obviously now I suppose that first sort of prologue there, the preface, prologue or preface or whatever the word is for that bit before, you know, that's just for the video, I'm assuming, because then it goes kind of gentle, doesn't it? I mean, has she done the Taylor's version of this? I'm interested to hear if it was different, because I would have loved, because I'm loosely familiar with the song, but I would have loved it to continue in that vein, you know, with that depth and that darkness in it.
The worst
Maybe
part of it all wasn't losing him. It was losing me.
And that's a real, like, interesting choice, isn't it, for the framing? It's like a letterbox. I don't know what the aspect ratio is, but It's not even used that much in cinema anymore, anyway, is
You
it?
didn't care, and I guess I liked that. And when I fell hard, you took a step back without me, without me, without me. And he's long gone when he's next to me, and I realize the blame is on me. 'Cause I knew you were trouble when you walked in. So shame on me now, flew me to places I've never been. Till you
It's a great
put
melody,
me
isn't it, this
down.
chorus?
I knew you were trouble when you
I mean,
walked
some melodies
in.
just sound timeless, don't
Shame
they?
on me now, flew me to places I've never been. Now I'm lying on the cold hard ground. Trouble, trouble, trouble.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a very sort of pop mix, I suppose, which is understandable for like where she's at the time, and maybe I wouldn't have noticed as much, but like that some of those bass sounds, the darkness of it in that beginning bit was just so cool. And wouldn't it be awesome, you know, to carry that feeling through like the meat of this song?
Trouble, trouble, trouble. No apologies, he'll never see you cry. Pretends he doesn't know that he's the reason why you're drowning, you're drowning, you're drowning. Now I heard you moved on from whispers on the street. A new notch in your belt is all I'll ever be. And now I see, now I see, now I see. He was long gone when he met me, and I realized the joke is on me. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. So shame on me.
It's a very interesting meditation on these kind of relationships, I suppose. You know, maybe I would like. Maybe there's been times, you know, where I've been on both sides of it, perhaps, I suppose, you know. And that's interesting for me. That's been interesting for me to think about, I think, listening to a lot of Taylor's stuff. I haven't got to Tortured Poets yet, but some of the songs, you know, off there, that, you know, LOML and So Long London and stuff, you know, they Hoax and stuff. Some of these songs, that was on Folklore, wasn't it? But yeah, some of these songs cut deep, I suppose, and I'm like, recognise myself in some of them. You know, sometimes from Taylor's point of view, but frequently from the other side, I suppose. That's really interesting for me just to ponder over, I suppose. I was always a very up and down person, up and down, left to right, I guess. So, like, yeah, to reflect on some of my relationships, or if they could even be called relationships, I suppose, some of them. It's interesting. She's such a great writer of melody and storytelling, isn't it? And having just reacted not long ago to How Did It End? I mean, she always had like the greatness of the songwriting and stuff, didn't she, from like the beginning? But the maturity and the complexity that is now in her lyrics and a performance and in a melody, the simplicity of it also, you know, but the real depth and nuance, I guess, is just beautiful to behold, but also, you know, inspiring, you know, and she has been, along with some other artists, but really Taylor in particular, now she's been lighting fires inside me as a songwriter, you know, as a creative person, as has, you know, my girlfriend also, you know, just having that finally, you know, a healthy relationship, you know, and exploring things. You know, I mentioned before actually about how she's been good for me for talking with me about stuff, you know, and helping me, you know, work through some things and stuff. But what I didn't mention was listening. I've realised that, you know, I maybe wasn't. I don't think I was very good at listening at all before, you know. But now I love it, you know. I just love listening to her, and that's an important part of well, it's because it's balance, isn't it? You know, you don't want to talk all the time, but you shouldn't want to listen all the time. I don't know. All I know is I just love reacting to Taylor Swift songs, you know. Brilliant.
Now I see, now I see, now I see.
Who directed this video then? Was she directing it herself by this point?
I'm gone when he met me, and I realized
She probably had the idea for this, didn't she?
I knew you were trouble when you walked in. So shame on me now. Flew me to places I've never been. Till you put me down. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. So shame on me now.
Are there any remixes of this tune that are worth checking out? Because it feels like this would be a perfect song for a remix.
On the cold hard ground.
I'd love to do a remix of it.
Trouble, trouble, trouble. Trouble, trouble, trouble. And the saddest fear comes creeping in, that you never loved me or her or anyone or anything. Yeah. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. So shame on me now. Flew me to places I've never been. Till you put me down. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. So shame on me now. Flew me
Who's the actor who's playing Trouble?
now I'm lying on the cold.
Would I know him from anything?
Trouble, trouble, trouble. Trouble, trouble, trouble. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Trouble, trouble, trouble. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Trouble, trouble, trouble.
Cool, man. I mean, that
I
song
don't
goes...
know if you know who you are until you lose who you are.
Man, that's Jesus. It's just hit me like, what a great philosophical line that is, man. Nail on the head. It's like, it's the idea of death and resurrection, isn't it? You know, and without great pain, it can. There's just no growth in the comfort zone, is there? As you know, I know a lot of you, I know, but I guess maybe there was a point where I didn't know that, but.
I don't know if you know who you are until you lose who you are.
Yeah. You don't, right? You don't. Because there was like a few years, I guess, you know, after I stopped drinking and started looking after myself better, there was a point that came after, you know, thinking, oh, you know, I don't repress things, memories, emotions, I'm relatively emotional free, which was all bullshit, you know. And then kind of realising that and thinking, oh, actually, you know, my childhood weren't that good. And there was a point that came where I was looking in the mirror and I had like a loss of identity or self, and was just like, I couldn't work out or understand who was looking back at me, you know. And that's kind of terrifying, but yeah, you gotta die as a caterpillar to live as a butterfly, right? And as I've said before, you know, we are made of the things that we lose, which is, you know, the title of a song that you can hear over on my Patreon. life, man, isn't it? It's fascinating, and it's fascinating for me to explore and ponder it all, you know, through the prism of just listening to Taylor Swift songs and interacting with all you guys. But anyway, yeah, I like that tune. I like that tune. Like I said, I would have preferred a darker mix on it, you know, but it's a hit, isn't it? You know, it's a pop song, and but with meaning, you know, and those are the best kind of pop songs, right? So yeah, I'm interested to hear what Red is like, I suppose, because I think what I've heard from Red so far, this All Too Well was that on Red, and maybe another thing or two. So I can't really picture the sort of feel or the sound of it yet, but looking forward to getting into it. Anyway, thanks for joining me, everybody. Love to you. See you soon.